He's a genius billionaire playboy philanthropist, and all the fanboys love him, but how many billionaires do you identify with, or even like? And before you say Bruce Wayne, I'm talking real life billionaires. Plus, Bruce is a bit of a psycho. The Zuckerbergs and Bransons of the world appear to be decent humans, but these bastards always have a hidden agenda. For instance, Richie's in the process of buying off NHS contracts, which could spell the end of free healthcare in the UK. And don't get me started on George Soros or Rupert bloody Murdoch.
How does all this relate to Iron Man? Well, Tony Stark is a bit of a D-bag billionaire too.
Fill me.
Sure, he finances the Avengers, stopped the Chitauri invasion and created clean, renewable energy. Seriously, what happened to that? But he's also caused a lot of problems. So in this video, we'll be examining Tony's changing status in the MCU. I know a lot of people are huge Iron Man fans and won't hear a bad word against him. So unless you're prepared to leave the echo chamber, this video probably ain't for you.
As we all know, Tony starts out as a somewhat irresponsible weapons dealer who finds redemption through slaughtering a bunch of terrorists. Tony's also unwittingly created several villains along the way, including Ultron. You know, that dude who tried to wipe out humanity with a Sokovia-shaped bomb. Plus, he's just blanket bankrolled a bunch of MIT science projects. So he's probably just funded the next generation of supervillains. Oh, and he forgot to install a parachute on Rhodey's armor too. Pretty obvious design flaw there, buddy. In short, Stark's becoming a bit of a liability, and he's racking up quite the body count.
There's no denying Tony is a great character. Robert Downey Jr. has imbued him with the right mix of charisma, narcissism, and wit to make him very likable. Or maybe he's just playing himself. But his portrayal in Civil War was a bit of a U-turn. He quickly sides with Ross and ED-209's anyone who doesn't comply. Seriously? He expects everyone to fall in line because he's paying for everything? Bit hypocritical considering this guy's the main reason the Sokovia Accords exist. I'm also struggling to remember Tony saying a single funny line in the movie, though I do remember him complaining about coffee grounds in the disposal. That is some passive-aggressive BS right there.
Credit where it's due though, Iron Man got the whole MCU up and running. These buggers should at least be grateful for that. Back in 2008, Tony was a B-list character at best. And for the larger movie-going public, he was pretty much unknown. Whereas Spidey and X-Men benefited from their excellent 90s cartoons, the same cannot be said for Iron Man. That show was awful. Oh look, it's all those well-known bad guys, including Backlash. So it's fair to say the first movie took many by surprise. Though things quickly descended into crappiness. The second movie is much maligned as a non-event. Oh look, it's Backlash again.
I want my board.
And the third film split audiences right down the middle. Was it clever or just a big old yawn fest? I think Bruce knows the answer. It's also unlikely we'll get a fourth Iron Man film, probably because of RDJ's hefty wage packet. But does anyone want another sequel? Would it bring anything new to the table? Do we really need another bad guy in a knockoff suit?
The whole Iron Man thing gets a bit predictable. He went from being a bastard to knowing he was one, back to being a bastard all over again. Maybe that's the whole arc. Reactor. But more than that, the characteristics that once made Tony so unique aren't so unique anymore. New characters are muscling in on his talents. Ant-Man has Spidey equipping, War Machine has a suit, BP is great with tech and loaded too, and Doctor Strange has arrogance cornered, aka is a bastard. Most of the roster equal or outdo Tony in terms of heroism and level-headedness, and Wanda has excelled in killing innocent bystanders, so perhaps Iron Man isn't as essential to the Avengers as he once was.
Maybe this is the point. Maybe Marvel are slowly vilifying him, turning his fellow Avengers and us against him. As it stands, Spider-Man Homecoming is his 8th appearance in the MCU. Not to give too much away, but Tony is a little more likable in the movie. And he does prevent a lot of casualties in the ferry scene. Thing is, he's still behaving like a bastard when there's really no need. Just from the trailers, we see him reject Peter when he goes in for a hug. Pretty harsh considering this kid's an orphan. Then he takes back the Spidey suit after things go tits up. Shame there wasn't someone to slap Tony's wrist after his many indiscretions. Now, I get that Tony's trying to protect the kid. Spidey makes a lot of mistakes in the movie after all. But I still got the sense he's trying to control Peter. And there's no getting away from the fact that he put Spidey in a potentially life-threatening situation in Civil War. Which is strange considering promising engineer Charlie Spencer was his inspiration for signing the Accords. But hey, this ain't the first time he put a minor in danger. Sadly, that little shit survived though. Even after the bloody dinosaurs.
Clearly, Sony were keen to have Downey Jr. in Homecoming. They needed the film to be a success after fucking up Spider-Man on 2 separate occasions. But aren't all these samey bit part appearances making RDJ an overpaid support actor? Which brings us back to the beginning. If the likes of Iron Man can make it big, surely there's space for others? Surely there could be interesting movies based on the likes of She-Hulk, Shang-Chi, Moon Knight, or even Namor? Okay, maybe not Namor. At a time when comic book movies are crying out for something that breaks the mold, Okay, dial it back. Isn't it time we blooded some new characters already?
Obviously, in the larger scheme of things, none of this really matters. RDJ will continue his run through to the end of Infinity War Part 2, and the character will most likely find redemption during that time. At least, you'd hope so. As if sensing a future backlash, RDJ recently said he'd hang up his armor soon, though we don't know for sure when that might be. He'll probably keep coming back for that sweet retirement money. Unfortunately, there's always the option for a digital facelift to see him through his twilight years. Oh, and a bucket load of Just for Men, of course. But what do you think? Is Iron Man still the draw he was? Or are you sick of seeing his smug billionaire mug? Let us know in the comments, and thanks for watching.